Hello and welcome back to another episode of Yap Gap Sao Wai. We are the Sao Wai and we're going to yap about BL today. I'm Maya.
And I'm Sama.
Today is Thursday, 5th of February. You know what that means? It means it's the day after, because we didn't get around to recording it yesterday, but the day after the finale of Burnout Syndrome. And I am so excited to talk about the show. I know since the pilot trailer was released, I was eager to watch it. I knew this was going to be an instant favorite for me, and the show did not prove me wrong. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a wild ride. I will say that. I feel like most of the episodes, I just felt a rage inside me that I haven't felt in a long time. But there was, if anyone has watched one of our first episodes where we were talking about our favorite series of 2025, we did briefly mention Burnout Syndrome and how we thought that might become one of our faves of 2026.
Yeah, so, I think I called it really early. It was a bit too early to be calling it my favorite show, but I think for every episode I was like, damn, this show's so great, this show's so amazing, I'd want to watch the show over and over again. So,
and it's so fair because you know what, with such an amazing cast, like Off Gun, of course, as usual, but then also Ju is such a nice throw in the mix there, and I really enjoyed it.
The moment I saw that poster, I just knew I didn't know what I was going to be in for. I was like, are we going to get a throuple? We didn't get a throuple. We got like a win. It was a love triangle of sorts with one person in the middle, but it was a wild ride is what I would say. Indeed. It's very much Pinushi, you did it again moments. You slapped with Not Me, you did it again.
I was going to say, for those of us who haven't memorized all the director names, remind us what Pinushi has made.
Pinushi has made Not Me, so it's another off-gun series that was filmed. When was it filmed? Quite a while back now. 2021, I'd like to say.
One of my first BLs.
It wasn't one of mine. I think I only watched it last year, but still impressed. Still leaves like imprint in my heart. Like I can recognize art when I see it. And this one too, a work of art, literally following the lives of artists, but also just looking at it, visually very pleasing as well.
Quite literally a work of art. Can we quickly appreciate the artist who did all of the paintings?
But also the work with all the flowers. Another round of applause.
Like we're back in primary school.
Yeah. When I discussed this show with a friend, at first I was recommending it to a friend who doesn't usually watch these kind of shows. And what she said to me was, it's very slow, but I understand like where it's getting at. And honestly, I feel like I'm blinded by like all my biases of me being predisposed to love the show. But it was a really slow show. There's only 10 episodes, but it's not very story driven. It's very character driven, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the time scale, but it doesn't feel like it would be long, right?
I mean, apart from like the time skip at the end.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I feel like that for them, because of that, I can't really give my judgment on how quickly like relationships move, you know, with like Gar asking, spoilers as usual, but Gar asking Jira to move in with him. How, like,
that felt
very quick. Yeah, very fast. But we don't know how long they've actually known each other. It could be a month. It could be like half a year. We don't know.
That's also true. Still, half a year to move in.
Half a year to move in is still not for me, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we give our thoughts on the final episode first?
Yes, let's.
Following the same format as usual.
Final ep and then the full series. Yeah. Final episode. Can I just say, for everyone to see, these are my notes. 2 fully handwritten pages, and it was just me just yapping on paper.
So this is a show that makes you think, so naturally.
It does. And I mean, yeah, compared to like what I wrote for the last 2 episodes, this is a lot. However, I think the top thing I said was I was just angry the entire episode. Like, am I surprised? No. I appreciate the creative vision, but I don't want to accept it.
I feel like if it was like a real life situation in our lives, this would never stand. But because it's TV, I kind of like, oh, sucks to be you. I'm glad this is not my life though.
I think Maya, you're very much like, you enjoy watching the drama. Me watching the drama, I want to throw hands.
You actually want to fight these characters, and I'm looking at them like, what an interesting specimen you are, girl.
Yeah.
I think as far as drama goes, I'm giving my general thoughts again, but as far as drama goes, I kind of prefer this style where it's kind of slow in comparison to Only Friends, where it felt like it was very much a roller coaster where there's highs and there's lots of drama and there's lows and people are sad. I kind of prefer this because I prefer shows that are more, I'd say, realistic. Life is boring, so it kind of happens at like a really slow pace, but I think I really appreciated this show for that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate it as well. Like, I understand that Jira is like the embodiment of how illogical humans can be. Because he will say one thing and then do the complete opposite. Or like he's not even trying that much, to be honest, you know? He's like, oh, I hate this man so much. And then he's like, well, I'll put him to sleep. It's okay. You know, like, I get it. But it just made me like really angry, to the point where like when I get really angry, and I hate this about myself, but I cry, and I was like crying almost every episode.
Oh, that's cute. We can't be taking these things personally. It's not good for our own mental health.
I was taking it personally, okay?
I would also say I'm pretty satisfied with this final episode, especially because the week before when we saw Pinushi tweeting that like it's gonna have a happy end, and I'm like, happy ends? How are you making this a happy end? And this was kind of like the lukewarm happy end that I kind of expected, you know?
Yeah.
Where I knew I wouldn't have done the same thing, but I feel like it's a very fitting end for the show. I don't expect them to be like holding hands running through like a field of daisies, but like I guess this ending that we had where they kind of reconciled even though no problems were addressed, like over that 1 year.
Yeah.
And that's one of my problems with like time skips, because we're just left guessing on what happened in this, what they thought about these events. So I feel it's a very fitting end. Am I mad? No. Am I kind of just lukewarm about it? I'm just like, yeah, okay, fine. That's okay.
Yeah. I just feel like we could have ended at part 3 out of 4. Like,
part 3 out of 4.
Like,
what happened in part 3?
I mean, it's just as in
when they fought and like
yeah, like that's it.
Yeah.
Part 4 out of 4. We have the gallery now. Like, Hime is back in, and they're friends, and then we just go and show like the painting. I don't know. We just didn't need that, to be honest.
We didn't need it, but it's kind of satisfying for me that Jira sold the massive painting to Go for a really expensive price. I don't know how much, what was it, 277 times the previous amount was, but that's a hell of a lot. So
yeah,
it's a good thing. I don't know, the money is not exactly flowing anywhere. If they're together, then the money kind of stays in one place. But
that's also
you know, as long as it makes Jira feel better and he doesn't get evicted anytime soon, that's all I want. You got to look out for yourself.
Yeah, you know what? The diva, he needs the money, and if that's how he gets it, that's how he gets it, I guess.
It's tough being an artist these days. You have to do whatever it takes.
Speaking obviously as artists here.
Of course.
Sarcasm for everyone. Yes. But it kind of made me feel the same way that I felt about the ending of Last Twilight, where I was like, we could have just not had the very last part where he basically gets surgery and he's not blind anymore. Because that felt like such a cop-out to me, where it was like, we could have had such a like an interesting exploration of love as a blind person, and like, you know, continuing that, but it's like, no, it's all fixed now. We actually have no problems.
I do think it's for that like fairy tale ending. Like, you want it as happy as it could be. And I guess to the writers, because he lost his sight and that's the one thing he wanted back. Like, he never really truly accepted how his condition got. So I guess it's like a GMMTV thing where we get a happy ending. Have we ever not had a happy ending in a show? I'm trying to think. Nothing comes to mind, but we usually get like a sort of like, no one's crying at the end, right? Yeah. I mean, the only sort of ending I can think of, again, I'm referencing Only Friends, but like Neo's character Boston didn't exactly get his happy ending. We shall see what happens in Dream On, because I know he's going to be in that, but And who else was it? Nick as well, though, that pair. They weren't happy, but they weren't meant to be together. So this is the best ending for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say there were two standout moments for me in that episode. Yeah. One of them is just because it's funny, and I found that fight scene hilarious because it was pathetic on both ends. Mm-hmm. But I guess it's kind of like, these are childhood friends. This is just a little... I'm sure they've had many arguments like this. Well, many a tussle, you know, falling on the floor. The fact that they both got, like, kneed in the balls, like, oh my gosh. And it was like, I totally understand Jira in that scene where Ing's asking him, like, are you not going to step in? Are you not going to help? It's none of his business. He didn't tell them to fight.
Exactly.
Everyone can behave like adults and then it will be fine. Also, why throw yourself in to get hurt? Completely understand. Exactly. But the second part of that I liked was just the bro relationship between Mawin and Peem. Like, don't say it's a tie. Well, I guess it was a tie between Gar and Peem because, like, it was both ridiculous on both ends.
No, okay, no. I think Peem won. He walked away.
If anyone won, it was Peem because Gar still was on the floor.
Exactly.
But Peem, you shouldn't have let yourself get in that situation in the first place. Sure, at least he's improved for whatever fight he was doing before, that his form, has improved. Whatever. But Mawin is such a hype man. Yeah. At least he's standing up for his friend.
As he should.
I'd say the other one was, I thought this was a really sweet moment when, like, Jira came asking Peem for help in, like, deleting his work from the AI. And Peem's just, like, patting him on the head, patting him on the shoulder. So sweet. You shouldn't be doing that. He's broken your heart multiple times. But I can understand. He's so sweet when he's crying. He's so down bad and he looks really sweet when he's crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like done, like tearing up. I would have done the same.
Me too.
I can't blame him. Yeah, I agree with you on the scene about the fight. It was really... what I liked about this episode, or I don't even know if I liked it, but I liked that it made me feel like this, was I was taken on such a ride, because there were points where I was so angry to the point where I was crying, and then there were other points where I was just giggling because it was so fucking silly.
Like, I was like, is this a comedy? Why am I laughing?
Like when Bob walked into Burnout Syndrome and the bar manager was like, oh my god, workplace reunion.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And then when they were fighting outside, it was just so, like, oh, this is so unserious. But at the same time, as much as that was funny, there was also a point where, like, Gore is complaining to Peem, like, oh my god, how dare you steal him from me? Like, you know I'm in love with him. He didn't steal him from you. You were a fucking dickhead. And the fact that you still don't realize this after everything makes me hate you even more.
Exactly. Also, Gina's not an object. Just ask him how he feels and let him pick for himself. It's so childish, honestly.
Truly. Oh, I hated it, and I loved it, and I hated it, and yeah.
I thought Gar was pretty down bad as well. 277 times. 277 times he parked outside of his house. Jira should not have gone down and looked at him, but he just slept outside like he's got no home. Like, what's going on?
But
it's not his problem. It's not Jira's problem that you can't sleep.
No, exactly.
See a doctor.
Exactly. I would say I don't even know if I would say he was, like, down bad in the same way that Peem was, because he's just like, oh, I can sleep when I'm around you, so I need to be around you. Like, it's more of a self-interest kind of thing, like self-serving, I need to sleep. With Peem, he's just down bad, man. He just wants this guy to talk to him.
So down bad that he got a Miro tattoo. He didn't even know the artist before. What do you mean? You got that tattooed on your body. Do you think he kept it? Like, a year later? Well, it's expensive and painful to remove them, so he must have kept it. But I hope he regrets every second he looks at it.
I think it's a great tattoo, and to be honest, if I was as down bad as him, I might consider doing the same thing.
I'm so disappointed in you for saying that. Okay, next. Anyway. Okay. I want to talk next about like what we liked in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
As usual, I can't decide on one moment. So how many did I select this time? I think I selected like four different moments. But
Okay,
if you want to go first, and we'll see if like any of them overlap.
Okay.
If you know.
I think my top favorite scene, or like one of my top favorite scenes, was the rage room scene. And this kind of goes back to I'm kind of obsessed with Ju right now. Yeah, great actor. But the rage room scene was incredible. I feel like the way that Ju kind of delivered all of those emotions, again, I felt just as angry as him because of how well he was like portraying that. Like, imagine the guy that you like, he's going for your best friend who is a dickhead, and you just can't do anything about it because you are trying to be the nice guy. You're trying to be like, well, I respect the fact that you can make your own decisions, but that doesn't negate from the fact that you're going to be pissed off about it. And he didn't want Pim to see him. He didn't want Jira to see him that way, but Jira kind of forced himself in, so he had no choice.
And he had no choice, and he was forced to see him in this way that he hadn't seen before, where it's kind of so scary how angry he got, and especially because he's holding a literal weapon, like he could hit him at any time. I was kind of on edge. I'm like, please stand back. But I totally understand why he's feeling that way as well.
Completely. It was just so good, man. Like just the delivery of those emotions, the way that Gunn was just like taking it all in. Like you could see the fear, but you could also see like he was kind of not adoring, like he was so like, I don't know what the word is, but he was kind of amazed by the fact that Pim was showing that much emotion as well.
He's an artist. He saw inspiration in this.
He did. He was inspired.
He's totally forgetting the context of this, but it's just like,
he's like,
I should paint
this
right
isn't
now.
About me. He's not angry because of me. What? Another one of the scenes that I really liked was when Go invites Pim over and sees him kissing Jira. Because that was so fucking messy. For what?
I thought you were going to give a really, like, sadistic reason for that. Like, just, like, I love seeing people in pain. Like,
I don't, clearly.
Yeah.
No, it was just so messy. It was
so shocking that he did that as well. Also, who is he to say, like, oh, you both have been hanging out without me? Not everything's about you. Not everything has to involve you. You have to realize that the world doesn't revolve around you, and that people can be friends or like be in a relationship with each other, and you don't have to be in the middle of it. Like,
I don't
think of ruining other people's happiness.
Yeah, I don't think we explored enough how weird of a relationship like Go and Jira have, because considering going from a very weird kind of job where you're impersonating him and you're taking on everything, like all the criticisms for him, to basically, like, not that, I don't know if I would say he was coerced into a relationship, but it was kind of a point where he kind of couldn't say no. Even, I don't know if I think he didn't want to say no, but at the same time, if he wanted to say no, I feel like
he'd get sued. He can't afford to say no.
He doesn't have that choice. And I don't know if we, like, I don't feel like that was explored enough. Like, the complexities of that kind of relationship were explored enough in the series.
He's just really possessive, over Jira, and I'm like, that's why I'm so shocked that Jira went back to him. Like, he could have a normal relationship with a normal person, but instead you pick the person who also makes you, like, hurts your feelings as well.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Especially after he like does the one thing he stands against, like uploading his art into his AI.
Oh my god, that's the thing that got me, was like, you have been going on and on about like, this is like your one moral thing, like this is the line that no one should cross with you, this is like something that's really important to you. The person that you are in a romantic relationship with crosses that line, and you're like, but he can't sleep, guess I'll take him back.
Yeah, that's why I thought that fight was really needed. Even though it wasn't as satisfying as I thought it would be, at least it happened in some aspect.
Yeah.
For me, I think one of my favorite scenes was, we had two scenes of this where God speaks through the earpiece to Jira, just because I find it really fascinating, because we get to see like God's inner thoughts, like as a businessman. Like we can see we can feel and hear what these ultra capitalist guys are thinking. On the one hand, they present like themselves as good people on the outside. For example, Jira picking up the award for God because of some farming project that helps a lot of people. But then at the same time, it gets contrasted with the fact that he's like laying off loads of workers. Like it's very unethical in his practices. That's why he gets hit with piss. Yeah. And the second one was at the board meeting where he's trying to get, is his name Tim, to like not receive that grant from the board or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of like, okay, so he cares about like, was it other artists, other fashion designers, or like giving the opportunity to younger designers, or that's just the argument he picks to get his way, because his way is he doesn't want this company to succeed. So I just find it so interesting. I definitely don't agree with it, but at the same time, I'm glad he does these sort of good things or have these good points, even if the gain is sort of very personal, very selfish. So I thought that was very interesting. I didn't really write much about this one because I kind of like, why do I like this scene? But the scene where in the audition room with Mawin and Pim, I know why I like this scene. As soon as they switch in Jira, I'm like, this is the dynamic we never got to never got to see happen in reality. And Pinoshi, this is the sensuality and artistry of this scene. Like, I don't know what brief the actors received, but at the same time, like, whatever it was, they did it like 1,000%, definitely. Also, it's like Oscar awards acting.
Yeah.
Did we find out whether Mawin got that role? Like, I feel like it felt like it would be one of those scenes where it's like, okay, submit the other guy too. Like, he could get that role too, you know? But yeah.
Oh, on a side note about that scene, I saw like I can't remember if it was an interview or a reaction or something, where they were like talking about that scene between Gun and Ju, and then Ju was asked like, oh, did you do that with AJ as well? And he was like, never. Like, whoa.
That's too far.
That's too far.
Why is it okay with Gun though? You're a professional actor. Yeah.
Good.
I have 2 more, I think. Okay.
I still have a few more, but you say yours.
Okay. These 2 are kind of like not really big things. It's just things that I liked in the series. One of them was I had an obsession with one phrase from episode 4, specifically the phrase where Pim's character said to Mawin, you didn't throw piss at you threw piss at Jira. For some reason that, whatever the words were exactly in Thai, for some reason whenever there's a quiet moment, I'm just like, คนที่มึงปาเยี่ยวอ่ะไม่ใช่ก่อด้วย I'm like, was it คนคุยกู so it's like the person he threw piss at wasn't Gaw, it was the person I'm like chatting to. It was my guy, right? That became the it phrase for me for like 2 weeks straight. No one's understanding a word I'm saying, but I'm like, if you knew, you knew. Anyway, hilarious. I'm glad Mawin could like finally make up for that in episode 10 where he lets Jira into his apartment.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the last one I really loved in the series, the integration of music into the show. Specifically, the song by Silly Fools, Ki-hung, with the song Look Dai Mai, I think it's called. What's it called? Look Dai Mai by Zaza. So for Ki-hung obviously represents Pim because he's crazy jealous of the fact that his best friend gets the guy he was talking to. And, you know, remember in episode 1, he's like, is it a red flag that I'm into like rage rooms? But like, yeah, this crazy jealous guy would be into rage rooms and like smashing things up. Yeah. The second one was the Zaza song, but not when, I guess when Gun went into that club and then Gaw followed him and passed out there as well. But specifically when they're back at Gaw's place and then he's singing the lyrics to that song and it's kind of like, can I ask you not to leave? Well, then you leave me no choice. And then he pushes him on the sofa. I'm like, these are 2 perfect songs to pick that really add so much tension to the moment. Oh, artistry, love it. Yeah.
Wasn't there that cut from like when Peem was listening to the same song to when they were listening to the same song as well?
That probably was that. Yeah, I remember that. That hurts. That's like stabbing a knife and twisting it. Like, oh my gosh.
That was a mad choice to make.
Yeah.
Similarly, on the point of like just music and artistry in the show in general, again, the artistry, the paintings, the flowers, and guys, I love eroticism. Like eroticism in art, especially with the use of flowers. Just flowers representing genitalia and stuff like that.
I love flowers all of a sudden. not in that way, but like, oh my god. Not in that way. But oh my gosh, I did discover like such a big love of flowers, especially like the meanings. And also the way they're painted, I wish I could paint like that. I think also the art style. Sorry, this is me getting nerdy for a second because I used to be really into like painting and things like that.
As you should.
The artist, what's her name? I think it's Naisu Chirat or something like that. Anyway, her art style kind of reminds me of this artist, Egon Schiele, where it's kind of like the way that faces are drawn and it's the way that color is used. So it's not like everything is filled in. It's kind of like the color highlights things rather than is like the main... I don't know how to describe it, but if you've seen like these kind of like watercolor paintings, that's the style. That is my favorite. So, yeah.
Okay, nice. And then also another scene that I really liked was this like, maybe, I think this was Go's imagination, but when like the angel, Gun as the angel, that was beautifully done. I enjoyed that scene very much.
Do you remember when he posted the photo on Instagram where we saw that? I'm like, whoa.
I can probably find my old story that I posted that day being like, what the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. No, he knows he's attractive, and yeah, like
I remember when they watched it in the reaction and Gun was like, look how short my bangs are, look at the way I walk, it's weird. I'm like, not the point. Like,
no one is looking at
that. As an actor you're kind of like self-critical, but I'm like, this isn't even valid criticism. It's a work of art, this scene.
Yeah. And then like a final like special shout out, just anytime Ing was on the screen, especially tying her hair up.
Every time, just tying her hair up. Let's look at this thing.
I was like, damn, she's locking in.
I thought I was being like crazy. I'm like, does she tie her hair up like a lot? Like, why am I
no,
noticing
she did.
it? Like,
she did. And every time I was looking.
Every time I was looking, I'm like, Ing, oh my god, Emmy, I love her.
One chance.
Just one chance, Emmy. She was also like the voice of realism in this show. Like everyone needs a friend who keeps you in check, who like says your idea is ridiculous. Like But what we need to do is listen to these friends. And what does Jira not do? Listen to her.
But going back to her though, I thought in the last episode, I thought she would talk some sense into Go when they met at Burnout Bar. I thought she'd put two and two together, like, oh, I can't sleep and this guy helps me sleep. I thought she'd be like, oh, wait, this sounds really familiar. Maybe I should like talk some sense into you. No, nothing.
I wish that did happen. But honestly, I don't mind. Like, keep her out of the drama. This is not her business.
That's fair enough.
I'd say Ing was one of my favorite characters. If not Ing, I'd say Jira. You know, he's just... I love a main character, and also, like, he makes my life entertaining.
Yeah.
Imagine being so hot you can string two guys along, like.
I'm not surprised. I'm sure he's got loads of people, like, lining up.
That's why I was so surprised. Like, it seems like nothing's going on in his life beforehand until this moment.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think it's just... Yeah, he's just an artist. He's full of whimsy. That's just the energy he brings into the room.
Yeah. I would say he has destructive whimsy. There's fun whimsy and then there's destructive whimsy.
Yes. Maybe it's a bit too whimsical.
But I would say, I think, try and guess who my favorite character was.
Is it Peem? Yeah.
It was indeed Peem.
I hope your reason is more that dude's hot.
No, okay, that was the first line, and then I have more lines.
Okay.
The first line was Jew is hot, plus incredible acting, plus very seductive. I was saying, remember the first few episodes? I was like, is his voice always like this? Because it's so like, I don't, like, how do you even describe his voice?
I've never heard this guy raise his voice. It's kind of just like not monotonous, but it's kind of like low, right?
Like really soft and like not even gravelly, but I have no idea. But it was so good. And like after that, I went and watched some of his interviews, and I feel like he doesn't usually speak like that, so not as like as low. So I feel like it was a very intentional choice, which I very much appreciated. But also, he's a red flag, but like not as bad as Scott. Okay, like he's just not as bad, you know. Like they're all red flags at this point. I think we all agree that every single character was a red flag. But I just think he was a red flag because he was blinded by how down bad he was.
I think at your grown age, though, come on. I feel like we all know the friend who makes bad decisions, who always like is too hung up over a certain person.
Yeah.
So I guess he's human.
I guess he's human.
Yeah.
But yeah, I literally said, fucking loser. I mean, seriously, getting a whole ass tattoo so him and the boy he likes can have a talk, like can chat about something.
And how embarrassing that he didn't even pick you.
Loser. And then, but also, like, just the scene where he finally gets, like, not even friend zoned, but where, like, Jida is like, no, like, there's no chance for us. His, like, acting there as well, I thought was really incredible. Like, that kind of, like, subtle breakdown. Like, you can see him, like, trying to hold back his emotions, but the tears are there, and I thought that was really good. Like, it was just amazing. And then, of course, the rage room scene. Just Ju's acting in this was so good. Like this is the thing. I've never seen Ju act before, so this is my first.
You've never seen F4?
I've never seen F4. I've never seen.
You did have an F4 phase. Oh my gosh.
What was the other one where him and they're like
Leap
brothers
Day.
or something? Leap Day. Yeah, I haven't seen Leap Day either. So this is like my first impression of Ju, and I'm like, guys.
You don't watch straight dramas. That's okay.
Guys, I just. You know,
this is Yup Gap Sawai for a reason,
exactly.
I guess.
We're called Sawai for a reason.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just I loved him, and I loved you. So yeah.
Next on the agenda, I wrote what we didn't like. But here's the thing: I didn't not like anything. In fact, I really enjoyed like when a character did something I disagree with, because then it does pose a really interesting conversation. Like all this AI stuff. Whew. But AI and art, like, honestly, I understand both sides of the argument in the sense that, no, I don't agree with, like, making art with AI. I think it's ridiculous. It completely destroys the reason for making art in the first place, and you're not really an art fan these are my personal opinions now. You're not really an art fan if you like AI art, because what message is whatever computer generated thing made for money probably trying to tell you? Because for me anyway, art is, and this was covered in the show when Gila has that sit down moment with Ing as well, where art will never become like obsolete in the sense, because people are interested in what the artist has to say. It's definitely like a message in these paintings, and you can see it when Jira makes like the one of Pim in the rage room, or like how he expresses his emotions towards God in like the massive piece, or in like the first angel one as well. I do think that I don't know, it just lacks originality if it's done by a computer. But at the same time, I do understand the fact that both Ing and Pim have to tell Jira that like this is the way that the world is moving. I don't agree in the way that Gore says it to him, because he's like, I'm doing it for my own thing. I just want to make money, whatever. But this is the way that the world's moving, and you have to adapt in the sense that you just have to get on with it. And what are you going to do to survive this new technological breakthrough? But at the same time, you should not lose hope, because this is your calling, and the people who truly support you are the ones you want to keep around, your fans. Like, this is who you should be valuing, not the person who is trying to debase the value of your hard work. Yes.
Yeah, I wrote a bit about that as well. I was saying like firstly, when you were saying about like for a true art fan, what you care about most is the message. And I wrote down about how like when we study, for example, art, we study literature. The first thing you're taught to kind of try and figure out is what is the message that the author or the artist is trying to put out, and how do they do it. But that really cannot exist with AI because there is no message. It's quite literally just at least the way that AI works or large language models work is they are just based on statistics. Like, what is the statistically most likely next word in this sentence?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just trained on whatever training material that has been fed into it. And like Ing was saying, you are the teacher. As humans, we are the teacher. There is no way that there is some possibility that it's going to advance past that because we are the we are the input. There is
you are like, better than this computer. This is your original idea.
Exactly. And it's, I mean, like they said, whoever wants to accept like AI art can do that, but I'm judging you. And it's also, do you know, this is a slightly veering off slightly, but did you ever see that song on TikTok where it was like, no?
I did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's AI made.
Is it? I didn't know that.
That's AI made. And as soon as I found that out, I was so turned off. I was like, oh, this is... So, like, the voice is AI generated. Yeah. I think the lyrics might be AI generated, but someone, like, did the... Something about half of it is, like, a guy put the inspiration and then the other half AI made it. But it was just, like, the way I saw that, like, spreading, and I just wanted to be like, guys, this is AI. Like...
I do feel like someone could have wrote it and someone could have wrote it better. Like, that's why when people write songs, there's teams of people who write songs, because it's all people's ideas contributing. But I guess this, like, AI, like, you kind of put in the guide, but it kind of takes all the ideas ever known to man and puts it into this song. But that doesn't mean it's, like, a necessarily good song. Like, I don't know how creative it is. You know, those kind of ABC songs, it's been done before. So, yeah.
Exactly. It was just, I would say on that though, I felt like the series could have dived a little bit deeper on it.
I feel like if it wasn't 10 episodes, I don't know what the source material said, but if it wasn't 10 episodes and if they maybe branched out a bit more, this could have been explored. Because if this show wasn't so damn slow and they did more of a story-driven show, maybe.
Yeah, I felt at times it felt a little bit superficial on the commentary, like, oh, well, this is kind of just how it is, like, we need to accept it. It didn't really go into more of the, like, the ethical issues of it or, like, the sort of, you know, environmental issues of AI and whatnot. So, that kind of stuff.
I do think it was a good start into what we could do in the future, though.
For sure, yeah. I think, it was a good exploration. Just it left me feeling like there was something still lacking there.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so if you were to give it an overall rating, very hard, but out of 10, what would you say?
I would say 9. I would say 9.
I wrote 9 as well.
Okay.
I feel like if I gave it any higher, that's just me being like, I love the show. No, it's like my letterbox is. Like, if you ever saw my letterbox, it's just like 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars. If I liked it, 3 and up, obviously. Yeah. I do think this show was beautifully shot. And I do very much acknowledge how hard doing a single camera would have been, especially that fight scene. Imagine having to, like, toss him on the floor multiple times.
A single camera?
It was single camera. They had to do the same scene multiple times from different angles. This is Pinushi's mind. She's making everything harder for everyone, but it does capture it in a really amazing sense. It's shot like a movie as well. So, yeah. What else? I think for me, it loses the point just on, like, bitterness, I think. I wasn't amazed by the ending. I wish it could have been like more of a negative one without the time skip, because that leaves us thinking. But I also am a sucker for happy endings. Whatever, they're happy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think same for me. I think the ending was kind of what did it for me, or I was like, kind of lost that point. But at the same time, like there was so many things that I did enjoy about it. Like obviously Ju-gun's chemistry.
But Ju-gun's chemistry, I was so shocked at this. I did not expect it. Like, I know they've worked together before, but I feel like it's never been in the sense that they've been that close in scenes. Like, even in Leap Day, it was Bon and Gun, and then it was Ryu and Ban. Like, they did interact, like, towards, like, the middle to the end, but it's always been those two pairings. So seeing them together, like, work together like this, very new, very fresh, love it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, it speaks to how great of actors they are, but also just their chemistry in general. Like, even off screen, they're so funny. It's so funny, like, seeing this really tall younger guy and then this really short, like, older guy. And the way they interact is it's like cat and mouse. I love it. But obviously, like, the cinematography was so gorgeous. Everyone's styling in the show, I think, said a lot about their character as well.
Yes, I took so much inspiration from Ing and Jira's wardrobe that I changed like my style for a good few weeks after. I'm just like, I love this. I need to channel this like outfit like at work.
Yeah,
amazing.
I think it said a lot about like, each of them as well. So like, take Jira, the way he dresses like more femininely, more like. Just the outfits that it's just giving artist, like
I do love the short shorts. I really love the short shorts.
Every time he wore those, I was like, oh, I'm
like, that's a choice. That's a choice.
Understand. there was the one scene where Jira is like over at Peem's place and they're on the couch and like he's got the long shorts on but they're like sliding down a bit and
please. Oh, the funniest shirt was the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent shirt that that Gaul was wearing, because I wouldn't have expected him to be wearing it.
All of Gaul's like outfits as well, all his t-shirts were saying something, subliminal messages, and also the fact that he was just always in his boxes. Like,
why is he just always naked? Like, put some clothes on.
What about? But I feel like
that's in your house,
right? But I think that's the point, is like he's gotten so to a certain point where he's like, well, I've got all the money in the world, but I still like have nothing to do with it. It's kind of channeling that energy of like, he just there is no purpose to his life, low-key. Like he's just there to make money and he's not happy. Like, again, from a psychology graduate, guys, the concept of, so we have the whole thing of he can't sleep. He's taking these like sleeping medication. We start off the series with like he's in a therapy session, but then apart from that, like why he's like this, what he can do about it, none of that's really touched on. I feel like.
Do you feel like he's someone who who doesn't want help? Like he's probably heard it all before from his therapist, but he doesn't try properly.
Yeah, I don't think he. I think he doesn't want to accept the fact that he has to fundamentally change like most of his life and his work to feel better. And that to him is like basically going against what his mother taught him about like, well, your dad's a loser and he lost all our money because of this. And he's like, well, if in my life I end up like my dad, there is no point to what I'm doing. So I think he just doesn't want to accept the fact that like, well, you're like this because you are doing things that I think he knows that he is doing something that is unethical in some sense, but he doesn't want to change it. He's like,
doesn't want to change it and he doesn't care.
Yeah. And he's like, well, the only thing that fixes me is this guy, so I'm just going to stick by him. But am I going to fundamentally change anything about why I feel like this and why I am like this? No. And that's why I hate his character so much.
I just found him so interesting, like a character to be studied. Someone I want to stay like 100 meters away from, like in real life. But just seeing him work, I'm like, your mind, it's insane. Like, how do you live up in your mind all the time? Like,
I I think this just comes back to me in my personal life. I have such a short like temper now, like short fuse for people who refuse to get help. I'm just like, okay, don't get help then. Like, it's not my problem. Don't get help,
but don't complain. Actually, I'm not in the worst person to be saying that. Someone who avoids their problems, but
no, but there's like a point where it's like, there's a certain point where it's like, okay, they're kind of moderate issues, and then there's a point where it's like, you cannot sleep, fix your problems. But I'm not.
The dark circles under his eyes, insane.
I don't know. I feel bad for Jila. Like, well, he wants to be there. I'm not gonna feel that bad for him, but
he had like, many. Did he have opportunity to leave? Well, to break up with him, yes.
Yeah.
At first, when he's kind of tied down by the contract, it's sort of difficult. So I kind of understand, but I'm like, I'd still be phoning up all the lawyers or whoever will help me for free to break this.
Like, anyway, money, man, root of all evils.
Yeah, I'd say the set design as well in this show, amazing. Like, be it the Burnout bar or like Jira's flat with like the balcony and the flowers, or like his bed sheets and also the flowery bed sheets, like, or Go's penthouse compared with his childhood home as well. How it's always like, you know, when it's like natural light, but it's still really dark in your house.
Yeah.
I do really like that contrast where Jira's house is really warm and God's house is very like cold. Oh my gosh. Also the contrast in between like all the nature and then all the computers. This was thought out. This is amazing. And I just love the greenery as well, especially when, especially at the end where Jira is going into his God's childhood home and it's covered with like the flame lilies outside and the grass and the greenery. Amazing. How happy the color green makes me these days when I see flowers and things like that. Yeah.
Fun fact, I chose my university department because they have a library, like a tiny library that is got green walls and they've got little plants around the library. And I was like, this is so cute.
The archaeology library?
No, this is the
Sorry guys. This feels like a personal conversation now, but
it's not a picture. The language and speech sciences library. It's like a tiny.
I did go in there once. Yeah.
That was like, I went on the opening day and I was like, oh my god, I love this library. I'm choosing this university. And yeah, love greenery. Just makes everything better. But I loved Burnout Bar or the neon, and there was also the neon in like the raid room scene as well. Just the neon. I love neon. That was really good as well.
A raise for the set designers, a raise for the stylists, a raise for the artist who drew, Naisu, who drew all the paintings, a raise for, what's his name? Bol Narapat, I think, who did the flower work. Amazing.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say?
Yes, the OST. I have to edit with the OST because I would not be doing myself justice or Louis Ford Fluke justice, because anything they do, anything they sing will be my favorite thing. Like, right now, everyone will not know, but I am obsessed with the Doing With You thing, with the Doing With You OST. But the second thing that I'm listening to is My Forever, but the Louis Ford Fluke version. Amazing. I never skipped a single intro. Just listening to this song. Like, I love the off-cam version too, but I was waiting for the day that they released it. And I probably listened to that, 30 times in a week minimum. Yeah. Can they become like an actual official band, please? We have the Leap Day one, OST, we have this song. Maybe it's the fact that if Dew and Gunn are in it, they'll sing it. I don't know. Maybe. Also, it's a similar contrast with Leap Day, where it's like the song is kind of happy and upbeat, and it's kind of like, oh, my forever, or like, here you are, and then but the show is like the most weirdest, like, annoying piece of work ever. Yeah. Anyway, I love it.
I was like, this does not match the vibe at all. But
my forever. They have the words by it and my forever. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be listening to that for the months to come, I think.
And I'll do some promotion on your behalf. Guys, Maya has another podcast called Playing 90, which is about Thai music.
ถ้าทุกคนพูดไทยได้ you should go watch that podcast. Or if you want to listen to me speak Thai, you should also go watch that, listen to that podcast. I don't promote it as much, but because I'm kind of embarrassed by the way I speak Thai. But I just love music, guys. Go listen to it.
Yeah. As Maya said, if you're learning Thai, go listen, because it's great practice for me as well. I sit there and I'm like, damn, why do I understand? This is kind of crazy. But yeah, it's great recommendations. I've added like some 3-man down songs to my playlists now. Yeah.
That makes me so happy to hear. Okay,
Nice
good.
I have very much just one last thing to say.
Go for it.
I think the series should have been called Stockholm Syndrome and not Burnout Syndrome.
They made that joke. Bowen made that joke, right? You have Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
I agree. These guys don't seem too burned out.
At the start, it was Burnout. And then the rest of the series was just Stockholm Syndrome. There was no Burnout.
Yeah. You need to realize when you're in a bad place and you need to get out of there right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say my final words, a very big round of applause for the cast, for Pinushi, for anyone who was involved in making the show. Since the pilot trailer to today, loved it. Never once did I doubt myself for liking this show. I'm like, there's clearly a reason. There's so many good things about this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all we have to say on Burnout Syndrome.
That's all we have to say on Burnout Syndrome. Join us next time where... I don't know what sort of show is ending next. Oh, there are. Actually, no, there are loads ending right soon. So we'll have loads more to review. But,
I mean, hey, maybe our next episode will be more of a topic-based episode. We'll see.
I'm completely down for that as well.
So, yeah. Tune in next time for whatever we decide to do.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Okay, thank you.
For listening to Yap Gap Sawai. Yippee.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.